trung tâm điểm.
It's a foundation. Focus.
But yeah, it's the focus. But what does it mean to live a life that you revolve around the Eucharist?
Wait, what? There's a question.
So, Chúa Giêsu Thánh Thể là trung tâm điểm của chúng ta, right? He's the epicenter. That trung tâm điểm is epicenter of our life. So what does that mean? What does that translate to? What does that mean in our day-to-day life?
Everything we do revolves around Him.
Yeah, everything we do revolves around not just Jesus, but Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Where do you see the Eucharist?
In church.
In Mass, right? So every day. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Mass, Thánh lễ is the ultimate form of prayer, ultimate form of worship of God, right? Because we as Catholics, we're called to worship God. So Mass is actually the most perfect form. So someone told me this. So here's an analogy. When you think of Thánh lễ, okay? Nhưng mà các em đi Thánh lễ. So are you guys familiar with the communion of saints? So who's part of the church? So communion of saints include us, all the saints in heaven, and all the souls in purgatory, right? So that's what forms the Catholic Church. So during Thánh lễ, that's when heaven meets earth meets purgatory all in one. Because in Thánh lễ, we're there, all the saints are there to worship God, and các linh hồn is there for us to pray for them. Okay, so Thánh lễ, that's the reason why it's so beautiful. Okay, and Thánh lễ, during Thánh lễ, of course, there's two things, right? You have the liturgy of the Word and liturgy of the Eucharist. So that's where we receive our Eucharist. So when when I ask you guys, what does it mean? Thánh thể là trung tâm điểm của chúng ta. So that should automatically trigger the bell is Thánh lễ. Okay. And what else? I just talked to you guys about in communion with the universal church through Mass. So Mass, that's where we connect with everyone around us, everyone in the world, the saints in heaven, and the souls in purgatory. Any questions on that? So, if I ask you guys to go to Mass every single day, I think the most obvious response would be, I'm too busy, right?
I go.
I'm just saying for a typical person. Don't you guys think, oh, you're going to come up with an excuse and say, hey, I'm too busy. Hey, I've been there, I used to, I still am lazy sometimes. Okay, the easiest excuse to not go to Mass is say, oh, I'm too busy, I have other stuff to do. So, first thing is it's out of laziness. I would say probably 99% of the time it's because we're lazy, right? So what if we're really busy and we cannot attend Mass every single day? Okay? So if you cannot attend Mass, so here are some of my advice, okay? Read the Bible on your own, okay? Receive God's Word on your own, and reflect on the passage. Here I have a link for you guys where they have daily reading, and then there's actually daily reflection for you guys too. Pray to Jesus, right? So when you go to Mass, you pray. And then also to receive Jesus spiritually. So rước lễ Thiêng liêng. So các em nhớ nha. So, I mean, all of this can't substitute Mass, because like I said, Mass is the ultimate form of worship and prayer. But if you really can't attend Mass, do this at least on a typical day. So, another tip that I have is what you should do is, who here has a phone? Everybody here? Who has a phone? Take out their phone. I want to see what their phone is. Let's compare phones. You guys have phones? Who here has a phone? You guys don't have to have it. So if you have a phone, schedule an alarm on here and say, noon o'clock, like it's noon. What are you guys going to do? Go online, open the Bible, start your prayer. Okay? So let's talk about rước lễ Thiêng liêng, okay? So rước lễ Thiêng liêng, so when we can't go to Mass to receive the Eucharist, we can đọc kinh rước lễ Thiêng liêng, and that you would receive Jesus spiritually. So let me ask you guys, is rước lễ Thiêng liêng equivalent to receiving Jesus? Is Jesus really going to be a part of you as if we just received the Eucharist? Huh? Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh? Yes? Alright, who here says yes, raise your hand for me. Really high, I want to, So we have two. Is receiving Jesus spiritually the same thing as receiving the actual Eucharist?
Yes.
Yes, who here says no, raise your hand. And It's okay, raise your hand. You know, it's a learning process. All right, it's no, okay? So actually, rước lễ thiêng liêng, when you receive Jesus spiritually, that is receiving Jesus, like the Eucharist. Okay? If you have the desire, you have this fire in you that you want to receive Jesus, that's equivalent. Okay? That's the reason why. Because, alright. So it is. But one thing I want to remind you guys is lúc mà các em rước lễ thiêng liêng á, so always remember the segment về đọc kinh Tntt trước khi mình rước lễ thiêng liêng, okay? So like I said, it's equivalent to receiving the Eucharist. So make sure your body, you guys are in a state that's the cleanest as possible, right? Examine your conscience. Ask God for forgiveness of all the sins that you have received. That you did, and then receive Jesus. So one thing I want to point out here is get into the habit of doing this every single time you pray. So so far during this Eucharistic day that we've talked about so far, when did you guys pray? So far?
This morning.
In the morning, right? Dân ngày. So dân ngày, rước lễ thiêng liêng done. Okay? So like I said, sống ngày thánh thể là kết hiệp với Chúa Giêsu thánh thể mỗi ngày. So that, start off your day, receive Jesus immediately. Okay? If you go to Mass, that's where you receive Jesus again. If you do a noon prayer, receive Jesus. If you're about to eat, right? You're going to say grace. Earlier, I think this team said grace. If you're going to say grace, receive Jesus as well. Okay, that's how we get here. So, I'm sure you guys all know this. English is act of contrition. I wrote it all in Vietnamese, but you guys can say the English one if you guys are more comfortable. But, I'm just encouraging you guys to learn Vietnamese as well. Okay, Vinh Chúa. So, like I said, it seems like a long laundry list, but just think about the 3 questions I asked you guys earlier. What Vinh Chúa means what? To visit Jesus. So, who here has a boyfriend or girlfriend? Raise your hand. Just raise your hand, it's alright. Alright, we have one person. Alright, Joseph. Alright, Joseph. How often do you visit your significant other?
3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Yeah. I used to see John every day.
Anybody else? Julie, are you in a relationship? Vanessa, anybody? Jonathan?
I go to all guys.
It's okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, Kimchi, how often do you see your significant other? Oh, you don't have. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, I guess my point is, a lot of times if you guys are in a relationship, you'll see your significant other quite a bit. So, what about your friends? Let me ask you about your friends. How often do you see your friends?
Every day.
Hang out with your friends. All right, first person, Jonathan. How often do you see your friends?
Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Except for this week.
How many hours? How many hours a day?
All day. All day.
All day. Good job. See, 3 ngày chơi với bạn. Very good. That's good. That's good having good friends. Okay. My next question for you guys is, how often do you guys visit Jesus?
Once a week.
Huh?
Every day.
Every day. Giỏi. Good. Anybody else?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. Doing what?
Mass.
Doing Mass? Okay. So let's take out Sunday Mass for now. Okay, Sunday Mass is a requirement. Mình là người Công giáo, mình đi lễ mỗi Chủ nhật. That's a given. I expect you guys to see Jesus once a week. Or other than that, how many times?
Once again.
6.
Once? 6 for you. I know you're a good boy, Jonathan. Anybody else? So here, I'm not trying to say you guys are bad for not doing it or anything, okay? I'm just trying to get you guys to think. Compare, your God, and then your significant other, and your friends. How often do you see Jesus? So, it's up to you guys to decide how often you guys want to see Jesus. But my word of advice is make it into a habit. So here, make it into a habit. If you guys, have families and friends, call them up to go together. Try to do it together. It'll be, for me personally, when there's someone pulling me, it helps me to do these things too. Sometimes it's really hard doing these things by yourself. So if you guys, get into a group and do it, that'd be good. All right. Okay, lần hạt mân côi, rosary. So this actually might seem very surprising. All right. So rosary. When you guys think of rosary, who do you guys think of?
Mary.
Đức Mẹ, đúng rồi. Rosary. So what on earth does the rosary and Đức Mẹ have to do with
Hail Mary.
Huh?
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary. Okay. See, like this might seem very very surprising. It is, at least for me, when I first saw it, because what does Mary have to do with the Eucharist?
She's God's mom. She's Jesus' mom.
Jesus' mom. However, the way that we get to Jesus is actually through Mary. Okay, we get closer to Jesus through Mary. So when we actually do the rosary, a lot of people just think, oh, it's Mary. You just do a bunch of Hail Marys, right, and you're done. So when you're doing the rosary, what you want to keep in mind is the mysteries, right? What you want to keep in mind is the mysteries of. So okay, let's talk about the rosary. So rosary, how many mysteries are there? There's like how many sets?
20.
So there's 20 mysteries, right? 5, 5, 5, and 5. There's the what?
Joy. I don't know.
Luminous, joyful, sorrowful, and
Glorious.
glorious. Okay. So each one of these mystery is actually about Jesus himself. Okay. That's the reason. If you guys think about it, like I said, what on earth does the rosary have anything to do with Jesus? It actually has to do with Jesus' life, and you're supposed to reflect on each one of those. And like I said, it's gonna get you closer to Jesus through Mary. I think we're almost done. Evening prayer, last one. So lúc mà các em earlier, I think when we did the list, I think did any team say young Dame? I think it was the parents team, right? So parents team is good. So lúc mà trước khi chúng ta ngủ, okay, we want to offer our night to Jesus as well. But one thing that we should always do is what? Reflect on your day. Okay? What things did we do good? What did we fail to do, you know, that made God unhappy? Okay, did we offend anybody? And through Tntt, what do? We have Bó Hoa Thiêng, right? That's the easiest way to do a quick check-off list. You know, sáng did I dâng ngày today? Did I, you know, làm việc công đồ today? Did I do any hy sinh? Did I viếng Chúa today? So Bó Hoa Thiêng, right? Reflect upon your day. And you want to examine your conscience. What did I do wrong today? And then ask for God's forgiveness. So when we ask for God's forgiveness, what prayer should we say?
Act of contrition.
Act of contrition. Kinh ăn tội, okay? And then offer your night to God.
Is that what you said?
Kinh Nhân Đêm. Does everybody here know Kinh Nhân Đêm?
No.
You guys don't know it? It's trời đã xế chiều, Giêsu ơi, con nhờ tay mẹ Maria mà dâng lên Chúa, dâng cho lời cảm ơn, dâng cho cả xã hội. Cùng với mọi khó nguy con chịu chấp một ngày qua, cùng với bóng chiều tà Giêsu Maria, con hòa ca dâng về nơi bao la. Chúa ban phép lành, một đêm ngủ an bình, hồn trong xác tươi xinh. So far we went through. So I think Young Dame is probably one of the hardest things to do, right? Because you know we live in America. Every single day is very busy, and I think a lot of times, by the time we get here, we're really burnt out. You just want to go to sleep. So make sure you guys try to Young Dame as well. All right. All right. Let's recap this, okay? Can we recap this? So first thing, someone has to do what? Graham over here. First thing you want to do is what? Young Ngày. And then what? So do everything in His name. Cầu nguyện, hy sinh, làm việc tông đồ. And then pray whenever you have something to tell Jesus, right? So now, from now on, if you guys think about it, if you guys see an ambulance run by, what are you guys going to do for me?
Pray.
Do a short prayer for that situation, right? Giờ Thánh Thể, Eucharistic hour. So what? Attend Mass, receive Holy Communion. Okay, we read the Scripture every day. You know, receive spiritual communion every single time we do a prayer. Chầu Thánh Thể. Visit Jesus in the Tabernacle, Rosary. So a lot of things you guys have to do, right? Seems very daunting. And Young Dame. So whoever thinks this is hard to do every single day? No one thinks this is hard?
It's doable.
Huh? It's doable. I like that attitude. It's doable. it is hard. We must strive to do it. For me personally, so this is a work in progress, right? I mean, I gave you guys a long list of things we should do to live the Eucharistic day. It's very hard to do, but try to do it every single day. Okay? I myself is still trying to do it every single day, try to incorporate every single one of this. And you know what? When you do it, feel more at peace. You become a better person because what? If you're always thinking about Jesus in everything that you do, you're always going to ask, is this something that Jesus would approve of or not? So of course it's going to what? You're going to be closer to Jesus, and what? That's going to help you what? Ultimately go to heaven. Exactly. And all this, like I said, it's hard. So make sure you ask for God's help as well. Okay? It's hard to ask for God's help. So why must I do it? So recap. Ngài thân thể là phương pháp giúp ta nên thánh. Huấn trưởng help các em know and love God, right? So I don't know if you guys know, but a huấn trưởng, that's their job, is to help các em know and love God. So do you think a huấn trưởng needs to do that? You do, right? Yes, you need to. So how can you guys help do this? So here are some suggestions. Like I said earlier, set an alarm on your phone. So I have an alarm on my phone for certain things. Gather your friends and family. So now you guys call each other up. So actually in Liên đoàn Nguồn Sống, so all the huấn trưởng, we go to Chầu Tân Thể once every 2 months. Okay, so there's someone organizing a Chầu Tân Thể once every 2 months. So that's just trying to help huấn trưởng get closer to God as well. Okay, so I want to show you guys this website. This is actually on our land's website. Okay, so I wrote down all this method in a way that will help you guys do it. So it's like Dân Ngày. You guys have your phone. Go onto this website. Click on Dân Ngày. It'll tell you exactly how you're gonna Dân Ngày. And then noon time, Kinh Trưa. Click on it, and it'll tell you exactly how you're gonna đọc Kinh Trưa. And then Dân Đêm as well. And it'll tell you the meaning of each prayer that you're gonna do, so that you know why you're doing it. Okay. So if you have a mobile phone, so if you guys are huấn trưởng, by the time you guys all will have a phone. So that's what I do every morning. I wake up, I grab my phone, and then that's what I do. But if you don't have a phone, print it out. Tape it on your bed. Just print it out. Okay. So any questions? Somebody thân thể. Well, thank you for your attention today, guys. Really appreciate it. So to end, let's go back to the song I taught you guys in the beginning, and then we can. So can we sing it without the tune?
Yes.
Okay, on 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Gặp gỡ Đức Kitô biến đổi cuộc đời mình. Gặp gỡ Đức Kitô đón nhận ơn tái sinh. Gặp gỡ Đức Kitô chân thành mình gặp mình. Gặp gỡ Đức Kitô nay xin tình để Vinh. Okay, Tom. Alright, let's sing it louder, okay? We're just gonna do a chorus. Actually, let's just do the whole thing. Loud for me, okay? Kitô biến đổi cuộc đời mình, gặp gỡ Đức Kitô đón nhận ơn tái sinh, gặp gỡ Đức Kitô chân thành mình gặp mình, gặp gỡ Đức Kitô này xin tình để Vinh. Rồi nếu bế tắc thì dòng sông mau cạn khô, tình yêu không Kitô, ôi tình yêu sao cằn cỗi. Chúa chính nguồn suối, nguồn yêu thương vô biên, tình yêu thương nối liền các hoàng đảo giữa đại dương. One more chorus. Gỡ Đức Kitô biến đổi cuộc đời mình, gặp gỡ Đức Kitô đón nhận ơn tái sinh, gặp gỡ Đức Kitô chân thành mình gặp mình, Gặp gỡ Đức Kitô nay xin tình để huynh. Rồi, cảm ơn các em, các trưởng. Ok, sau khi kim chi I guess I will giải tán, and then các em, you guys can go outside and take a break. It's hot in here. Thank you for being my guinea pig. You guys have any inputs or anything on how I can improve the lesson? Feel free to let me know. You know, ready? Yes. Hip, seat. That.